Yeah. And at what point did that become the rational thought that you need to outsource to the government what is the right thing for your family and your child? And if you go against them,
Yeah.
that's abusive, right? We should stop and think about that. And what you said too is something about the teachers not understanding the various modalities and all that. Sometimes they're, to be honest, sometimes they do understand it and they just can't
Mm,
do anything about it. That's part of learning to perpetuate the system. And I talked to it right before you and I got on this podcast today. I had somebody reach out on social media who's a teacher, and I don't know this person. I get this
yeah.
daily, daily, multiple times a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I have teachers and administrators who reach out and they go, I agree with you. I'm in the system.
Yeah.
What do I do? Right. The reality is there's so many good humans who want to do right by the kids and they're just
Hmm.
handcuffed because your job is to perpetuate the system. It's not to
Right.
educate children. It's to perpetuate the system of schooling, and so it's hard. And so but then you do have others who are in there who have bought it lock, step, and barrel. And they're going, oh, this 5-year-old little boy doesn't want to sit down and be quiet when I want him to. I'm going to tell his parents because I'm the teacher. I'm the authority. I've been trained. I went to school for this. Yes, he has a methamphetamine deficiency. We must get him on some of this, as quickly as humanly possible to get him to focus, meaning make my
Right.
job easier. And it's a scary freaking proposition that people actually
Yeah. Yeah.
listen.
And I think on that too, even if the teacher doesn't necessarily agree with that approach, they have to maintain a certain level of focus for the entire class, right? And one child that's potentially disruptive is causing issues too, right? And part of it too, I did another episode with a behavioral psychologist last week, and we talked about this whole groupthink bias and the challenges right now people are experiencing, even speaking up against the system, right? You could either get canceled, you could lose your job, and the consequences of whistleblowing are so significant today that you're almost incentivized not to speak up, right?
Right. That's right. It's a very 1984 Orwellian, situations out there when you're going against some of these bigger systems. We talked about it more recently, obviously culturally from a medical standpoint with everything that's been going on since 2020. But what we have to understand is it's the same thing in the schools. It's very much the same thing, which is why I refer to to schools as a religion, because it's very much like that. And by the way, this has always happened in
Yeah,
religions too. You start to question, right, any of your religious and not even in a bad way, not in an offensive way, not in a
right,
combative way. You just start to go, okay, what about this? This doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, well, surely you're going
right,
down the wrong path. And we either need to fix you quickly or you need to
right.
go away. And we're doing that from a societal level. It's a dangerous spot to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. And again, if